So you want to become an entrepreneur. You want to become a successful entrepreneur. You want to become a millionaire. But how is your mindset? It's time to uproot the bad seeds. My nose is always itching as soon as I start to do a video. And when I say bad seeds, I mean seeds of doubt, seeds of low self-esteem, seeds of pride, and the list goes on. So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be able to let go of pride. You have to be confident. You have to have high self-esteem, because what you're bringing to the table, you need to be confident about it, and you need to be confident about yourself and what you bring to the table. I remember having a job where it's on paper, I was overqualified for the job. But once I actually interviewed and went through the whole hiring process, I got hired for the job. And once I did become active in the role, I became timid. I started to feel like I had that imposter syndrome, as people say, and I felt like I was incompetent. It's like something just came over me, and I was like, maybe I'm not really built for this position. Maybe, it's time for me just to, go back to what, I always knew what was comfortable. Remember, I used to sit in these meetings and, I'm sitting around, 10 or 12 executives, and they were not my skin tone. So maybe that was another intimidation factor for me. I, shied away from voicing my opinions and, just really letting the real, true, authentic Sierra come out. I kind of just went into the shell, and I felt as though I was like, well, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I'm not really, made for this position. Maybe I just should go back to what I, used to do or whatever. The Lord was showing me that sometimes you'll be put in these uncomfortable positions in order to grow you. And I didn't see it that way at first, so I ended up running back to my old job where it was comfortable. And I say all that to say this: becoming an entrepreneur and stepping out and doing something different, it comes with its own, factors. Are you able to build this thing? And it's okay with not knowing all the answers at first, but you have to be willing to accept help. You have to be willing to reach out and get those resources and so on and so forth. And also allow the Lord to lead, guide, and direct your steps and your path. He knows that you're stepping into something new. He knows that, you're not, you may not feel the most confident, but if you allow him to let him build you up and allow certain scenarios to build you up, then what you bring to the table, it will sustain. Well, I had to learn that the hard way, because I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe that's not really what I need to be doing. It's in those moments where it's the hardest thing is to push yourself into the next, level of elevation. So you have to be able to quiet that voice of doubt in your head that's speaking against you, because when you're stepping into something new, when I tell you that voice will get to going, like, oh, you thought, yeah, it's not gonna work out. Maybe you should go back to, what you used to do. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should let somebody else do it. When you're stepping into something new, you are gonna have to quiet that voice, and you're gonna have to shut it out. And you are gonna have to tap in with the Most High and allow him to give you those pointers and tips to get you to the next open door.